Hey guys, let's make some candy popcorn. Candy popcorn. You are going to need some white popcorn, and mushroom popcorn is best if you have it available. Some butter, white granulated sugar, vanilla extract or any flavoring oil that you would like to use, corn syrup, white food coloring, and also whatever color you are going to use for your popcorn. So I have blue here. Now the tools you are going to need are a sauce pot, a spatula, and a metal pan. It's an aluminum pan, or you can use a regular old cookie sheet, it doesn't matter. Now for the popcorn, you actually need a half cup of popcorn kernels, which equals out to 10 cups of popped popcorn. So you're either going to right off the bat use 10 cups of popped popcorn, or you're going to take a half a cup of popcorn kernels and you're going to pop that. So I have my popcorn here. This is 10 cups ready and waiting to go. And the recipe, of course, is going to be in the description box. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to put in is 5 tablespoons of butter, 1/2 cup of light corn syrup, 1 cup of white granulated sugar. Now we are going to cook that on high. Just going to wait until it turns to a boil. Mix it. Mix that up really well. While that is going, you want to turn on your oven, preheat it to 250. Make sure you get that oven going while your candy mixture is warming up. Once you see those bubbles going, you are going to set a timer for 3 minutes. So my timer, I'm going to go 3 minutes. Start it. Once those 3 minutes are up, your candy mixture is all done. Once that 3 minutes is up, you're going to remove your pot from the eye. Make sure you move it. Turn your stove off. Turn the eye off so that it doesn't continue to boil. And now you're going to add your flavoring. Now, if you're going to add flavoring oil, you will add this whole entire bottle. This is a dram. You're going to dump the whole dram into there. But right now, I am not going to use any flavoring oil. I am just going to use the vanilla. 1 to 2 tablespoons of vanilla. Depending on how much you like, you're going to do 1 to 2 tablespoons. So this is going to be 1. And I'm definitely going to do 2 tablespoons. And 2. Now you're going to mix that in. And once you get that flavoring all fully incorporated, you're going to add your white food coloring. What the white is going to do is it will offset the balance so that you will be able to see the color and it will be much brighter. Sometimes you can see people's candy popcorn is not a bright, vibrant color. And the solution to that is just add some white before you mix in your color. That white will make the candy not be so translucent. I am just adding a few drops. You don't need a whole lot. You're just going to stir it until you see with your own eyes that it's not clear anymore. So what's even better than this is if you use clear vanilla extract. Clear vanilla extract won't give you that brown color that you see here. So I would suggest you go ahead and use the clear vanilla extract instead of the pure vanilla extract. Now for my food coloring, what I do is I just use a popsicle stick to add my food coloring. There's no set amount, just keep adding it until you get the desired color. So I am just going to take a stick of this blue and add that in there. Now just in case, if you're working and you notice your mix is getting too thick, just pop it back onto the eye for about 1 to 2 minutes, okay? You can work pretty fast making this candy popcorn mixture, but if you don't go fast enough, it will thicken up on you. So I'm just saying, don't get worried about that, and don't use it so thick. Make sure you see that thickness. Like I said, warm it up. So now this has been on for about a minute, minute and a half, and you see that is what you want to pour over the popcorn. You want it to be fluid, just like that. You don't want it to be so thick, okay? So you see those bubbles coming in? Now I'm just going to mix it in a little more. Turn off this eye, remove it, and I'm going to immediately pour this directly over the popcorn. You are just going to pour it. Pour it over. Just like this. Make sure you pour all of it in. Once you get that in there, you're just going to stir it up. Make sure you mix it well. Get all that popcorn coated. Stir it all in together. Don't be afraid when your popcorn starts to get a little stiff on you. This popcorn is going to go from stiff to soft, stiff to soft. It's going to go back and forth throughout. The final result, it will be crunchy. So you see, this is really hard here. It's not solid, but it's hard, right? You see that extra popcorn that still needs a little? What I'm going to do is, if you have any left in your pot, warm that up. Get it all out of there. You want all of that candy coating. Now, while you are stirring, you're going to want to work really fast with the stir, because it gets hard quickly. Okay, so just stir it in, and don't worry about, you see those light pieces, some pieces aren't coated. Once you put this into the oven, it's going to loosen up and you will be able to stir. You're going to stir it 3 times, and each time you stir, it will evenly distribute the candy. So don't worry about that. The finished product is going to be so much better. Right into your oven, uncovered. You're going to put that, leave it in there on 250 for 30 minutes. You are going to stir every 10 minutes. That's going to equal 3 times you're going to open this oven and stir. Every 10 minutes, pop it open, stir. The first 10 minutes has gone by, and this is how it is turning out. So you see, it's still a little hard, but it is starting to loosen up. And you will be able to just give it like a little push. You know, you're not gonna, don't stir too hard, because you will end up just compacting the popcorn together. But just stir as best as you can. Like I said, that first stir is not gonna be that great because of the fact that the candy is not warm enough yet. So here is stir number 2, and as you can see, it is loosening up a lot more. It's a lot easier to stir and turn, and you just want to do the same thing again. Stir it up as best as you can, and pop it back in again for the final. Go ahead and give it that final stir. This will be my 3rd and final stir. And then you're going to immediately take this out. My spatula is really flowy. A spoon would be much better. But that third stir is done, and now I'm going to take this right out of the oven. And there's your final result. Now you are going to let this sit out for about 15-20 minutes. Just make sure that when you touch it, it's not still hot, because if it's still hot, then some of the candy will still be gooey. But the longer you sit it out, it's going to get harder and harder and crunchier. Now, it is better if you use a cookie sheet, because if you lay this flat on a cookie sheet, it allows for better cooking. And then also, when it's time to break it up, you can break out that flatness a lot easier than the way it is now with this deeper pan. But that's all up to your preference. Whichever one you like better, just use that method. And here it is, all finished. So once that is all done, you are going to just break it up. It will break up really easily because it's so super hard. It breaks up really well. Just break that all up, and then you're going to go ahead, put it into your bags or your cone bags, mason jars, whatever container you're going to use. And this is going to be good for about 1 to 2 weeks. Definitely can go up to 2 weeks. Just keep an eye on it. The taste that it's going to give you is kind of like a old-fashioned caramel corn. So if you love that caramel corn taste, this is what it's going to be like. If you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to ask me any questions that you might have, and subscribe. Now I'm going to dump this into a cone bag really quick, just so I can show you guys. And there it is in a cone bag. Now the cone bags come in different sizes. This bag is actually extra large. And I put a little bit of sprinkles at the bottom just to fill out the cone. You can also crunch up some popcorn and fit that right down in there if you don't have sprinkles. Or if you just don't want to use the sprinkles on there, you can always just use a rolling pin to crunch up some of that popcorn, and it will go right into the bottom. But that's everything, the finished product. That's how it's going to end up looking. And as you can see, it's really crunchy. You hear that crunch? Really crunchy.